guys, it's your girl, Becca Sarah. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm doing fine. So today I'm going to talk about Ari and Ricky. Either if they're back together or not, it doesn't really matter. But I thought of doing this because I've been listening to Pedal on repeat since it came out on the last day of July, 31st of July. So it's been on repeat. And if you remember Thank You Next, the lyric that she sings about Ricky, she's like, now I got songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh. And then I was like, now going back and hearing Ricky be like, and Ricky has said like he has the worst line ever, and I kind of agree. I know that Into You and Moonlight, Forever Boy, December. I have a whole list here. Give me a second. Where did my list? Okay, there's my list. Okay. So Moonlight, Into You, Forever Boy, Bad Decision, Let Me Love You, True Love, and December are all songs about Ricky. And I went to do some research and re-listen to the songs again. Okay? And I'm like, because the line in Thank You Next is, wrote some songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh. And I'm like, okay, let me go back. Let me listen to all the songs about Ricky. And let me see if when I listen, I laugh, think it's funny, hee, or romantic, or cute, or this, that, and the other. And I know she changed it to, wrote some songs about Ricky, now we found our way back. Or and she's changed it. So I went back and I literally went in order from the post that I saw that literally was like, it said I actually started with Into You because I know Into You so well. I started with the songs that I knew really well, like Into You, like that I remember like vividly, and I could without even listening to it again, I can automatically be like, yes. So Into You, Let Me Love You, those two, like off the bat without it. Moonlight, Bad Decisions, I had to re-listen to get the story back, how it's about Ricky. And then the two songs I haven't heard was December and True Love. I'm not a bad ordinator. I just didn't remember those two. But I have listened to Moonlight before. I have listened to Into You before. Forever Boy I've listened to, and Bad Decision I've listened to. It's just True Love in December that I'm like, no recall of hearing them. I don't know what happened to me that day that I don't remember, but I don't remember those two. Anyway, so I listened to these 7 songs, and this is my consensus. I don't think the lyric should have ever been, wrote some songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh. Because here's the thing. I think it's lyrically it's not going to work what I'm gonna say, but you know, wrote some songs about Ricky, they were interesting, Very interesting and all that, or something. I don't know. Something. Okay. What Ari and Ricky had while listening to these songs, these 7 songs, listening to them in whatever order, doesn't matter, just listening to them. My gosh. If we're talking about movies, if we're talking about, sorry if you hear stuff in the background, if we're talking about movies, and if we're talking about TV shows, okay, their genre, these genre of songs, and any other songs she made about Ricky, and I also want to know if Touch It is about Ricky or about someone else. I don't know who Touch It is about. What I got was their love is a rom-com. It's a fairy tale. It's like something that you if you're like a romantic girly and you're watching, this is like what they tell in stories, which is what you dream about having. It's the love, it's the chase. I'm into you, I like you, do you like me? He gives Moonlight, like was his nickname for her. These nicknames, I would consider their romance. The when you catch feelings for someone, and when you're telling your friends like, oh, I have a crush on this person, I have this crush on this person, and also the honeymoon phase. And I know like some people have a long honeymoon phase, some people have a short honeymoon phase, and some people have like the most, like, they're still in the honeymoon phase. They might bicker a little bit here and there, but they're like goals of how you want in a relationship. That's what I got with these songs, which I get in a way when you get into a lot of relationships and you get older, and some of the relationships are not like that. It's like the honeymoon phase, and then you like hate each other, and it's like some relationships might be toxic, some might not. Here or there, you lose the spark. The highs, the lows, this, that, and the other. But like, I feel like this was a very good love that they had. It might be, some people might say it's like a naivete, or like, oh, this is not like real love, because there's no hard bickering, or like how she describes him in this song, and how she describes the relationship. You're like, oh my gosh, it's like puppy love. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, and you see the beginning, like I said, the beginning of our little relationship, the like catching feelings. It's like it's like you describe it as a healthy relationship, or like those relationships you're like, yeah, we don't really fight, we just bicker here or there, like pick up your clothes or stuff like that. Like that's what when I'm listening to that. So when Ricky was like, I got the short end of the stick with my part of the song, I'm like, yes, you did, because listening to the songs about you, they're really good, healthy, lovey. You're starting having a crush on someone, honeymoon phase, healthy relationship, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, she really liked this, dude. I don't remember why they broke up again, because I don't keep memory on why people break up. But like, yeah, it was a good relationship. I know he was one of her background dancers, but like, and they remained friends. He's always supported her. Y'all's been there for her. It's a friends to lovers story, and what I've heard from like friends to lovers, and it works out, and then you guys stay together. What ends up is you guys are friends and you date, and then if it works out and you stay together, it's a great, beautiful story, which I feel like is what they had, and it didn't work out, and then they stayed friends after that, which rarely happens, that you stay friends after you break up with a friend that you dated. But I think Ricky didn't deserve that lyric. wrote some songs about Ricky. Now I listen and laugh because no, those were really good songs. Those are like songs that you have. I feel like even like for example like Demi Lovato in her amazing relationships with Jordan, aka Jules. I feel like the songs that Ariana had wrote about her relationship with Ricky are like close to that, the healthy, there for each other, true love that you want, right? And I don't think like even if that relationship end, I don't think when you listen to them you should laugh because, for example, and Forever Boy, she was like, I feel like you're my forever boy, that you're the one and stuff like that. I guess like that's why, because it didn't end up being, you guys ended up breaking up and just being friends. I guess that's what the hee hee ha ha is about, because you wrote a song about him, you thinking that he's your forever boy and that you will end up being together for the rest of your life, and it didn't happen. Which is also talking about the newer album, Pearl. The whole album's about the music industry and the entertainment industry, and you can also correlate to the service industry and like any work treating you're there for the paycheck and they're there for your labor and stuff like that. But I think the only song, in my opinion, that is about a guy is Bad Thing. That one is 100% about Ricky. And then if you want to be like, oh no, there's two, I will give you Stay. So I would say there's 2 songs maximum in this album that are about Ricky or / a boy. The other is about the music industry / entertainment industry. But like I thought I had to go to this deep dive because I'm like, why are you laughing? Because I was like, the first song I was like into, I'm like, there's nothing. All the songs, like even re-listening, I'm like, I wasn't like hee hee ha ha as a 32-year-old. But as a, like, I don't even think like back then I would laugh. I would think, oh, I feel happy for you. True love and happiness and stuff like does exist. Not every guy is an asshole. But and even now I'm saying, oh, I love that she had this. Not every guy is an asshole. So overall, I don't think these are songs that you listen to and you laugh. I think it should be, wrote some songs about Ricky. Now I listen and reminisce the good times, or something like that, or something like that. I can't. It needs to lyrically work. Wrote some songs about Ricky. Now I listen, and I don't know, something more positive. I don't know. Lyrically, I can't. I'm thinking off the bat, like right now in my head, and I'm like, can't really think of the lyric that will go with the beat right now. I'm just thinking, because like I feel like he deserves better lyrics. And yes, Ariana, Ricky has always been fine. Latino men, there's something in the water, they're always fine. Okay, just saying. Yeah, and that's all I have for this one. I just had it in my brain. I wanted to talk about it. And I think they are endgame. If they decide to date again, I think they're endgame. The songs that she written about him show that. Also, and lastly, they're like, oh, when she was younger, he made her do naughty things. And I'm like, a lot of, not all of them, but a lot of Latino boys, half and half, some of them, 50% of them are like bad boys or rebellious or had one a rebellious streak, and then they're like, no. But in relationships, they are good. So, 50-50. There's some good ones, there's some bad, just like with any man. But overall, like, I agree with Ricky that he got the short end of the stick with Thank You Next. He deserves better, because even listening to the songs, they're like, oh, that's so cute. Like, cause I cry in rom-coms. Oh, I get emotional. But like, I feel like all the Ricky songs would be in a rom-com. Oh, they fall in love and this is all cute. And they get in a fight and then they get back to, like, but not the, like, but the good things, okay? Not the toxic things. I didn't feel any, like, toxicity, like, lyric wise. But I understand, like, it's like, oh no. Ricky was like this, like, good relationship, probably not as, like, toxic or this or bad or the other. Was all my other relationships have been terrible, so this is not realistic. So that's why she's probably laughing, because he's like, this was like a fluke, right? Because it's the only guy that has happened with, which I understand. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.